I want to touch upon one of the important things that people are facing, one of the important emotion, that is fear. What is fear? How can we understand fear? Because people are really struggling with this fear of death, fear of unknown especially. I have seen many clients actually ask me about this fear of unknown that is coming to them, because everything is normal, everything is fine in their life, but there is some kind of unknown fear that is there in them. Don't know how to deal with it. So how can one work on this fear or deal with this fear?
Yeah, it is true. But one will get the full understanding only if one goes deep enough. Deep enough into that malaise. Something is amiss and creating a huge amount of conflict and unhappiness. And so we have to address it properly and not superficially address it. That's very important.
Right.
And usually the tendency, which is not a good tendency, is that, sir, I have this problem in my life, a recurring fear. It comes every now and then. I don't know when it's going to make the next visitation, but it is how to get rid of it. Now, that is the way they formulate the question.
Yes.
How to get rid of it.
Now, they want to be free of it.
They want to be free of it.
Yes.
Now, we have got to tell them that yes, you will be able to understand it and go beyond it, but there is a process to be gone through, and the very attitude and the formulation of the question is defective, because before you find a solution, you have to understand the problem. What is the nature of that problem? The problem is fear, of course.
Right.
What is fear and how does it arise?
Right.
So that's how we have got to begin by correcting that question and putting it slightly differently.
So the first step is for them to not to rush to be free of it, or to get rid of it, but to really understand that fear itself. So how to understand that fear itself? One has to stay in that fear.
Not straight away. There are so many kinds of fear.
Yes.
There can be fear of the unknown. There can be fear of darkness. There can be fear of the police.
Yes.
There can be fear of being punished.
Yes.
And there can be fear of my marriage breaking in the morrow.
Yes, of future also. A lot of people,
yes,
I see, what is the future going to be? How is it going to be? That is a big fear for them.
Yeah.
And they don't know how to deal with it.
Right. Absolutely. This is actually a very deep and very widespread human problem.
Yes, problem.
And to solve the problem, one has to have commitment to the problem, because it's not a shallow problem. It's a recurring problem, not only for the individual, but for the whole of humanity. It may vary slightly from one person to another person, but fear is there throughout life. And can this fear come to an end? We are inquiring.
Yes.
Can it come to an end?
Correct.
And yes, provided you approach it in the right way, and you give your time and you give your attention to that fear, and you study that fear, then you will definitely be liberated from that fear. Most certainly you'll be liberated.
Yes.
But there's a way of going about it.
Yes, because people, they have the fear, and they find some temporary ways to run away from it, or move away from it and escape from it for a short period of time. They're able to do that. But for a long period of time and for a permanent solution is what we are actually, I'm asking for.
Yeah, absolutely.
That is why you have to really study it and understand it, and you have to go about with it in a proper way.
In a very systematic way. Not in a haphazard manner, but step by step, slowly, step by step, not being gullible and swallowing everything that the psychotherapist or the counselor or the psychologist is telling us, or the guru is telling us.
Yes.
Not swallowing everything. That's not going to help.
So not believing it.
Not believing it.
No.
But one has to get the understanding oneself. oneself. For that, one has to be committed and one has
do
to
the work.
Yeah.
Okay.